Right, good evening everyone and welcome to the 15th and second to last round of the Division 2 Season 10 Championship here in F1 Total. Yeah, only 2 races left to go in the season now, so we're getting into the very crucial rounds, the final few rounds of this season, with both titles still in the line, although the Drivers' Championship is, well, quite literally 1 point away from being mathematically decided. Originally, it was mathematically decided last week, but then that was changed through the stewards' decisions, where the original race winner Gargreaves got a 10-second time penalty and dropped to P2, promoting BS Gabri, who is currently in P2 in the Drivers' Championship, into first place in that race, and thus keeping him in title contention. However, he is now 51 points behind with 2 races to go, and if he were to tie our current champion, either Mannesman would win on countback due to having more wins. Mannesman has 4 wins, BSKB currently has 1, so even if BSKB wins the last 2 races, he's still below Mannesman in terms of number of wins, so BSKB needs to outscore him. And to do that, he needs to gain 52 points in 2 races. And that is the maximum amount of maximum amount of points you can score in 2 races. So BS Gabri needs to win today, win next week, and also take fastest lap in both races, while Mannesman would have to score 0 points for the Drivers' Championship to still go in BS Gabri's favor. So it's a mathematical possibility, but the chances of BS Gabri winning are very small, and yeah, he is not going to win, I would say. We can be very sure of that. Being told it would be dry in both quali and race, that's good news for the drivers. They have a simple, dry race. That's what they prepared for, that's what they are used to here at the Circuit of the Americas. There is some, I think rain is pretty common around here. Certainly not an impossibility. I've seen some wet races around here, of course, back in 2015. The title decider, in fact, in that year between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton was a wet race. I think is starting his first lap here. Apart from the Drivers' Championship, we also have the Constructors' Championship on the line. Red Bull are currently on 249 points, 37 points ahead of McLaren in P2, who are on 212, and then Williams in P3 on 209, 40 points behind Red Bull. Yeah, a maximum of 44 points can be scored by a team as Sync invalidates his first run here, so we'll go on board with Ewek. Oh, it's Thok! Thok has crashed immediately as we start qualifying. We can try to get a view of what happened to him. But I'm trying, but like, McLaren, BS Gabri? Yes, okay. How is he ended up there? I don't know. Must maybe spun towards the outside wall and then got spun back onto the track. Anyway. Yeah, where was I? Constructor Championship, yes. The maximum amount of points that can be scored by a team are 44. That would be P1 and a P2. So 25 and 18 points, and then 1 point for the fastest lap as well. So to stay in or to win the championship today, Red Bull, meaning Mannesman on his own, since his teammate Yoshi hasn't raced in ages really. Yeah, he would have to gain 8 points on McLaren and 5 points on Williams to create a 54-point gap, which would then ensure that the Red Bull are Constructors Champions as Ewek! Oh, he's lost it! Through the very long triple apex right-hander there. That is turn 18 and he lost it through. Well, it's 17 and 18, but 18 is the part that he lost it through. So this means I think Rico is the first one to complete a... Well, Wasted will be the first one to complete a lap. Hopefully. We've had enough spins now that we can... Actually, oh, okay, well, Rico 42.0, of course, he had a spin, so it's a valid lap, but not a very competitive lap time. Wasted is gonna beat that by multiple seconds. Yeah, there we go. 34.6 by the Mercedes driver here. And Gargreaves immediately beats it. 34.4. And then BS Gabri 34.0. Okay. So BS Gabri already a 4/10 gap, announcing himself as potentially a challenger to for the front running places today. Alright, let me open up the stream chat. Hello Master Gamer, hello Tato. Right, we have Harley about to finish a lap. Once again back as the Alpine reserve for today, same car as last week. This time I think he switched to the controller. But the same mistake that we saw from... who was it? I think it was Ewek a few moments ago. Spins it going through turn 18, so maybe some tire temperature issues. The tire is overheating halfway through the corner. Maybe needs to drop the tire pressure a little bit. I think we've got Draft now starting a lap. Harley's teammate for tonight. Goes down to turn 1, let's see if he can... he's actually a new driver who's joined us for the first time this week. He's also a manager of NLR, just as Jay Wizzy and NLR Harley are. So he'll be wanting to show his drivers how it's done. I'm sure, well, I am definitely going to be learning from this, I would say. And adjusting my driving technique accordingly. 25.7 in the first sector. I want to check how that compares to BS Garby actually. 25.8. Wait, what was Jazz again? 25.7. Okay, so he's actually up in the first sector by a full 10th on BS Garby. So we might be seeing a new provisional pole position time in the making here. Of course, still 2 more sectors to go. Well, 1.5 at this point. He's close to finishing sector 2 as he goes down to turn 12. Down the second gear on the exit. It's a 103.789 in the second sector. 34.061 to beat by BS Garby. Can the Alpine reserve put in the lap time faster than that? Can he break into the 133s? I predicted for myself that there'll be the pole time be a low to mid 33. That's what I wrote down based on based on how I rate these drivers' pace, how they compare to what I usually see in my leagues. 34.9, so maybe some mistakes there in the middle and final sector, mate. That he's up by 10th in the first sector and then missed out on so much lap time. Or maybe just a setup difference, the first sector of course being mainly the S section. So potentially running higher wings. Plenty of explanations possible as Ewek goes very wide all the way into the grass. Somehow doesn't invalidate. I have no idea how that's legal. The game letting him get away with that. I guess because he lost time. His teammate Shamul goes over the line. 34.747. For the moment he's in P4. Oh, and Tyler, we see him just have a little moment going through the S section there. He tries to let the Alpha Male through, but I think he's also on a slow lap. Rico's on an out lap, so no problems today, didn't block him or anything. EJ Mack currently on an invalidated lap. Gargy's on an out lap, behind the Mercedes I think as well. Also no, thankfully wasn't impacted. And Ewek, same mistake again! Same corner! I don't know, maybe... At this point it must be a setup thing, because surely you wouldn't make the same mistake twice. It was a very nice recovery though, he kept it going well. I think if I was in Ewek's position I would definitely try to drop the rear tire pressures if you can. Just make sure those tires... I assume this is tires overheating, because the spin seemed so instantaneous. It wasn't like a... And that's exactly the kind of spin that you see when you... Oh my god. Has he just crashed in the pit entry? Yes! Oh no! He's actually crashed in the pit entry. The worst possible place to crash, really. I mean... Yeah, I get the mistake, he just carried a bit too much speed into a corner. It's tighter than you expect. I've seen that mistake happen loads of times. But yeah, very, very disappointing qualifying then for Jav. I'm sure he would have been hoping for better than that. 34.939 will be his final time then. Currently in P6, and chances are he will drop down significantly. His other drivers will of course still be improving. Rico with an invalidation there, going through the start of Sector 2. Got one of the McLarens coming in the final corner. Would that be Biasgabi? Yes, it is. Is he improving on his position to pole? No, he's actually starting a lap. Why didn't he say outlap then? Wasted also just about to start a lap. Claudio about to start a lap, so loads of laps being started. I'm trying to find if anybody's finished one. Menaceman, our current championship leader. And if he scores a single point today, our championship winner. So, can he get himself in a good position? I mean, well, top 10 is all he needs really for today. But I'm sure he's gonna want to do more than that. 25.7 purple in the first sector. So let's see, Menaceman. Can he keep that pace in the middle and final sector as well? He's been very dominant this season, especially in the races. Not so much in qualifying, that's never been his biggest strength, but he has got great racecraft, great consistency. That always means he makes up a few places in the race and fights his way toward the front. 33.935 by Garguis, beating Biasgabi to P1. Menaceman purple in the middle sector again, so if this is correct, then he's on for a very strong lap. He wants to beat Garguis to pole position, I'm sure. Even if he doesn't need to for the championship, he's surely gonna still want to finish it in style this season, still get a good result. He's actually lifting through turn 17 and 18 there, which is exactly what Ewek and the rest of the drivers who spun through here didn't do. You don't have to lift through it, it's definitely a flat out corner if you drive properly, but I guess it's difficult still. 34.5 for Menaceman P3, but a half-second gap to Biasgabi in P2. So it looks like Biasgabi and Garguis at the moment in a league of their own in terms of pace. But I'm sure there will be some others joining them. And we only have 6 minutes to go, but 4 drivers in the session, and well, one who's DNF'd, still with a lap time. Then Rico and Tyler, I think, surely without a those lap times surely are not representative of their actual pace. Rico 8 seconds off the pace, and Tyler, what, half a minute? So yeah, they are surely going to be improving at some point. They must have had spins or whatever on those laps. You can see Jay aggressively cutting turn 12 there, which is something you see not as often in these kinds of lower divisions, but definitely something you see by the top drivers. So Jay, perhaps having learned from some of the NLR drivers, goes very wide on the exit of turn 18 there. Let's see, there's 2 more corners to go. Can Jay put himself in the front row? It looked like a decent lap from what I saw. 33.9 to beat. Short shifting to 4th, DS open, it will be a 33.934! 1,000 of a second between Jay and Garguis there, on the front row. Wasted as well, or wasted! He must have improved at some point without me noticing. 34.081, he's currently in P4, and he's very close to Biasgabi, so yeah, 5 minutes to go, and the fight for the front 4 position seems very close. And I'm sure the likes of Sink and Rico, they have very, very strong pace. We've seen that often. 2 Alfa Romeos have been up there all season, really. I'm sure those guys can also throw a spanner into the works, so we might have a very interesting fight. Ewek now with 34.3, not far off, he's about 3 tenths behind them. Which is not a massive gap. If he gets a good lap, a good final run, he might be able to beat some of those guys. And Sink now into the final corner. Is he gonna be in the 33s? No, he's not. 34.7, okay, actually only P9. I thought Sink would be further towards the front, but well, we do have a pretty small field spread. Harley now with a 34.7, very close behind him in P10. Draft by now all the way down to P12. And well, I think at least Rico will beat him still if Rico gets a clean lap in. Drivers are now getting ready for their final laps. I think nobody's on the run at the moment. Sean Moon is on the run actually. He's just going into turn 1 here. Currently, his best lap a 34.747. He's in P8. Williams still within the chance of the Constructors' World Championships. They are 40 points behind Red Bull. But of course, Red Bull down to 1 driver today. So if Ewek and Sean Moore get a good result, they are surely in for a good chance at a Constructors' World Championship. I didn't see Sean Moore's Sector 1 split time sadly, so I'm not sure if he's up or down this time. Okay, he's up by 46,000 apparently. Tire temperatures look about fine, so he is probably in for a good final sector here. Hopefully for him. Nails the apex of turn 12. Doesn't cut it as much as he can in this game. Oh, he's up by 3.5 tenths, so good improvement for 3 and 3/4 tenths actually. So Sean Moore maybe on for a P6, maybe even a P5. He can get beat his teammate Ewek. In the final sector here, does he keep it flat? No, he lifts. Sean Moore has to lift a little bit to make sure he doesn't spin like his teammate did twice already this session. Goes over the curb on the entry in the final corner. Turns a little bit early, has to correct. It might have cost him some time. Diaz open, 34.531, P7 for Sean Moore here. That was probably his final lap. EJ Mack on a hot lap at the moment. He's down by 63 thousandths. Goes into the grass. That will surely be slower. Yeah, game doesn't invalidate it, so that pretty much confirms he just lost time there. BS Gabi, I think, on a lap as well. Up by 2 tenths, so BS Gabi may be on for a provisional pole position here. If he improves by 2 tenths, he will be in the 33.8s. So BS Gabi still one more push at this title right now. Menaceman is down in P8, so Menaceman not looking too good. But I mean, even if BS Gabi somehow keeps this title fight alive until next week, he will then have to once again gain 26 points! Oh, BS Gabi, he's lost it! We've seen it often now in this qualifying position. That corner really seems to be a very dangerous and tricky corner for these guys. Hopefully BS Gabi doesn't get in the way of EJ Mack here. Okay, he doesn't, all fine. EJ Mack actually down by a 10th as well in the middle sector, so he needs to go back to the pits, so he won't be improving this session. He's not gonna get out in time, I think. We only had 1 minute 40, 1 minute 30, yeah, okay. Claudio down by a 10th in the first sector. Sean Moore is invalidated. Menaceman about to start a lap. Marcelio, oh, he's invalidated, but he was up by 7 tenths, but he's invalidated, so Marcelio will not be improving in this session. He's P14 at best, maybe P15 if Rico can still improve. Which I'm sure he can. Yeah, 42.8, there's definitely still a lot of time on that. So now we're waiting for the frontrunners. Ewek, I think, will be the first one out of the top 5 to start a lap here. As he goes around the final corner, currently on a 34.3. Can he maybe try and get himself onto the front row, maybe even pole position? Or at least top 3, something. Some kind of improvement. EJ Mack now retiring in the pits, he's done. He's a bit of understeers in the first corner. But now making his way into the S section. How brave will he be? Does he keep it flat? Yes. Yes. And so here he is the first braking zone of the S section. Down by 14,000 in the first sector, but very close to his previous best, so if he can nail the second and third sector, he can definitely still improve. It's crucial for Williams here, they get a good qualifying. They need to make up points on Red Bull, because even if they stay in contention, a 40-point gap will be very difficult to overcome. McLaren also in a bad position, being down to 1 driver for tonight, so yeah, McLaren also not looking all that well for a Constructors World Championship. Okay, qualifying is over, we're past the 0 minute or the 0 second mark. BS Gabi and Sean Moore are done as well. Ewek's up by 2 tenths, so Ewek maybe looking at a P4, a P3 if he can beat Wasted or BS Gabi. Menaceman is out! Menaceman has crashed in this lap at the exit of turn 19 there. You can just about see him on the track map on the bottom left. Might see him if Ewek goes past him before he despawns. And yes, there he is on the left hand side. He must have spun into this, into that wall. And Ewek now around the final corner. Can he put himself in the top 3? Ewek 34.041. Yes, he can. Wasted not improving. He's going to the pits. What about Gargris? Gargris in the wall. What about Jay Wizzy? Currently our pole sitter. He's up once again by 55,000. Gargris will not be improving. Anybody else? Claudio will not be improving. Sink up by 3 tenths. Harley up by 1.5 tenths. What about Rico? Rico on his first proper competitive lap in this session. 1 more corner to go. Can he still pole position away from Jay Wizzy? No, he can't. 34.3 is only P6. Jay Wizzy looks like he's got pole position secured here. Dark is now retiring in the pits to somehow just beaten Jay's time. But Jay will be improving anyway by 3.5 tenths. 33.5. Jay with a massive lap here right at the end of qualifying. We've got Harley, the last one still on the lap now. He's currently in P11. Oh, almost spins on the exit. Still improves by 5 tenths actually. 34.2 for Ella Harley. And Menaceman down in P11. that is not really needed at all. I mean, there's a very long race to go, 28 lap race, plenty of chance for Menaceman to make his way. Well, he just needs to gain one position really. That's all he needs. And beats Gabi as well down in P4. He needs to be in P1 and get fastest lap. So this will be, despite Menaceman's bad qualifying, will be a mountain to climb for BS Gabi if he still wants to stay in title contention. But of course, Menaceman being down in P11 is still very important for Williams. Oh, and both Williams and McLaren. Although McLaren, as I said, they're also down to one driver. Not looking all that well in the Constructors' Championship fight. But Williams, well, Showmule also down in P10, but Ewek in P3 looking strong, and Menaceman on his own down in P11. Could be a chance for Williams to make up some points. But yeah, in the end, it's Jay Wizzy in P1. 33.594, beating Gargries by 3.5 tenths almost. And Ewek in P4, very close with BS Gabi in P4. Wasted not very far behind either, very close between Ewek, Gabri and Wasted from P3 to P5. Sink in P6, Harley P7, Rico P8, Claudio P9, Showmule P10, Menaceman all the way down in P11, EJ Mac P12, Jaff who's crashed into the pit entry early on in qualifying, only getting one lap in P13, Tyler P14, Marcelio P15 and Thog, not having set a lap time, down in last position. So we've got an NLR driver on pole, well, NLR manager, not really a driver, on pole position. Maybe he should be a driver if he's getting pole position in leagues. So want to look out for, I would say. You're gonna be seeing Jay on the roster soon. Alright, we are on the grid now, no formation lap, so we'll be jumping straight into the action. I'm expecting the obvious medium to hard, hard to medium strategies. I don't think we'll be seeing any deviations from that. The soft tire doesn't last for any amount of time, really. Not on this track or anywhere else, honestly. So, yeah, I would say maybe, I think 12 laps on mediums and 16 on hards is the average, maybe 13, 15, maybe even 14, 14. I'm not sure how long the medium actually lasts. I haven't raced here in a while. Alright, drivers have readied up. So we'll be jumping into the action in just a moment. As we head down to turn 1. Who will come out in front? Will Jay keep P1? Or will BS Gabi, will Gargries, or someone else maybe take P1 there in the first lap? The 5 lights are on. Well, for us they're out, for the drivers they aren't yet. The 5 lights are out, and the race has started. And it looks like Gargries is a much better getaway than Jay Wizzy, and Jay Wizzy with an awful start actually, all the way down to P5 already, and he's in the middle of two cars, their contact made, but thankfully everybody gets away somewhat cleanly. Gargries takes lead, Sink up into P2 with an amazing start, Rico up into P4 as well with an amazing start, Ewek in P3 there, BS Gabi down to P5, Jay all the way down in P7, but he's on the hard tires, that would explain his horrible start, and we've got a virtual safety car. Race has been neutralized very early on here. Possibly for Thog, who seems to have no front wing. So we have a few moments to calm down here and just look through the order. We've got a few hard runners, Jay, Menaceman, Showmule, and Jaff, everybody else on the mediums. Can also have a look at the position changes. Of course, we need to look at the... there we go. The biggest winners of the start, Sink and Rico, both Alfa Romeos with amazing starts, gaining 4 places each. Ewek staying in P3 with all that chaos. Claudio up 3 places. And Jay, the biggest loser, from P1 down to P6. And the race is underway again. Ewek immediately having a look at Sink. Wants to get past him. Meanwhile, Gargries pulling out ahead. Ewek going for the move. Contact made. I was adjusting the camera at the moment, so I didn't really see what actually happened. Looks like Ewek is lagging quite a bit. Rico now going for a move on him. Lots of lag going on there. I think Ewek is once again having some internet issues, same as he did last week. BS Gabi on the inside of Rico has to pull out. Going through turn 17. Claudio now with a good run, but this would be a very dangerous corner to go for a move, so he doesn't go for it. Oh, Ewek with almost a spin. They're coming through the second to last corner. Ewek now with the time penalty on the first lap already. He's already gotten those 3 warnings that he needs to get for a penalty. Not a good start for him at all. Harley and Jay potentially on for a battle here. Harley on the tyre advantage at the moment. We've got Tyler and Fogg both in the pit lane, and Jay with an awful exit of turn 1, and Harley goes past him. Does Jay have some wing damage? Because he seems to be awfully slow compared to his quali pace. Maybe he picked up some wing damage in when he was squeezed by 2 cars from both sides, when he was in the middle going to turn 1. That would explain the loss of pace that Jay has experienced since the first lap. As Ewek gets passed by BSGabi now. BSGabi having a go at Rico as well, maybe? No, he just doesn't decide to go for it, but he does now have the long back straight here to try and slipstream past him. Actually, BSGabi has to actually defend against Ewek. Ewek is coming back at him, and Ewek does get past him quite easily. BSGabi, has a little look back up the inside, doesn't quite get alongside before the turn-in point. And Jake falls further back, is now behind Wasteland as well. And Menace Man flies past him like it's not even there. What is going on with Jay? He's really struggling now. He must have wing damage. There's no other way that he would be this much slower now in the race. He's getting passed by everyone left, right and center. Sean Moole as well now going up the inside. Awful race now for Jay here. He tries to fight back around the outside, makes contact with Sean Moole, and Sean Moole is spun around. And he's down to P14. That's a big hit for Williams' chances in the Constructors' World Championship. Jay still staying out, so I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have wing damage. I mean, surely with how much pace he's apparently losing, if it was wing damage, he would be pitting. But I mean, the hard isn't that terrible, and he's passed by hard minus as well. He got passed by Menace Man. Very interesting, very confusing. Now yellow flags in Sector 2 for Thog, who is spun going into turn 17 here. Here's Gabi all over. Oh, and Harley's lost it! Harley's lost it going into the S. He's got no front wing. Harley, what has happened to him? Has he had an instant? We've got another virtual safety car, I think. The second one in this race now. That's in the footnotes, just the virtual. There's no safety car out on track. So that is, well, ruined BSGabi's chance that we're taking Ewek in this lap. We have to wait another lap until the VST goes away. So Harley now will have to make his way back to the pits. Probably going to come out close to Tyler and Thog. So a nightmare for Harley as well then. Not sure if he just spun or if he had an incident with another driver. Should be getting going soon as well, hopefully. Would like to get back to green flags, back to normal race conditions. Also interesting, maybe someone will pit. Oh, Sink gets a time penalty under VSC, that is so unnecessary. He just goes wide there, maybe someone will pit for hard, try to go to the end. But doesn't seem like anyone is doing that. Thog now, the same thing, Thog! Same as Sink, gets a penalty under VSC. Doesn't seem like anyone, well, yeah, Harley, well, just as Harley enters the pits, the VSC goes away, so worst possible timing for that. But yeah, nobody opting to pit under VSC here, for strategical reasons at least. Harley the only one, of course, with the wing change, he had to pit. Anybody of the NLR guys who are maybe in a party with Jay, can you let me know if he has wing damage, or if he's just being slow? I'm interested to know. I think Apsi is in the party with them and engineering them actually, so maybe one of you guys knows. Although Jay is now sticking with Menace Man, so maybe he's picking up the pace again, or maybe the hard is just that terrible. Another spin, I think. Yeah, once again it's Thog coming out of turn 19 this time. Jay sitting in the DRS of Menace Man here. He wants to get back past him, I think, but he doesn't quite have the run on him right now. Another penalty for Thog. Speeding the pit lane this time around, 5-second penalty. And he's already quite close to being lapped, I think. By the time he comes out, he'll be close to Gargrees. And Ewek, Ewek, yeah, those disconnects are back. He had a load of them last week in Hungary, and he seems to have them once again. Yellow flags. It's Jay! Oh, Jay! His race goes from bad to worse. He has a spin coming out of turn, what was that, turn 14, I think. And now he's down to P12, behind his teammate Marcelio. BS Gabi now making his way into the pits. He has wing damage! BS Gabi picked up some wing damage somewhere. Not sure when, but he has to, well, get a new wing. Probably going too hard. Maybe he can try to go to the end from here. 23 laps should be possible, but he will definitely struggle towards the end. Not what he would have wanted, and that's, maybe a nail in the coffin here. Well, the final nail in the coffin. I think the nail in the coffin was a few races ago, really, at this point, so... Ewek Magnelobi, he's already down to P7, he's probably going to drop down a bit further as EJ Max and go past him as well here. Rickon out of the penalty. So both he and his teammate on 3 seconds, although they are sitting comfortably in P2 and P3 right now. 4-second gap behind and 3-second gap in front, so they are all on their own. The two Alfa Romeo drivers. Really looks like they are penciled in for those positions. Gargris looks comfortable out in front as well. The gap only extending between Sink and Gargris. Doesn't seem to be any big battles going on right now. Everybody just saving tires, saving EAS, and trying to get those gaps back down that were created by the chaos we had in the first few laps, a few incidents. Claudio! How's been passed from basically? He must have had a half spin or something. He's still within DAS range to him. But it seems like Claudio made a small mistake. Dark is now the fastest lap of the race, 37.4. Of course, wants to extend this gap as much as possible to these guys, make sure he's far enough away to be safe from the undercut. The undercut... Well, the undercut is really powerful in my experience, but that is normally going from hards to mediums. I don't think it works in the same way when you go from mediums to hards on this track. I think that the undercut only really works. Oh, Rico! Rico's lost it, and he goes all the way into gravel. Thankfully for him, keeps it out of the wall, so no damage for him. But he's lost a lot of time. He's still dropped behind Wasted and Claudio, maybe even Menace Man. No, he just about stays in front of him, but he is now down to P5. He had a massive gap to these two. And he's thrown it all away. Thankfully for him, as I said, he did keep it out of the wall, no damage on his car. But he has to be careful for a few corners here. I think those tires might be overheating a bit now. And of course, he'll also have to fight his way back through if he wants to get back onto the podium. And then also, I mean, he has a penalty now, so he has to make sure he gets a gap as well on those guys. Menace Man behind him. Potentially, I would say, on a better strategy. I definitely prefer the hard medium. Having the faster tire later on the race. Tends to work better in my experience. Yellow flags for Harley. Yes, Harley, you can see he has some gravel on his tires. So another spin for the NLR owner. Not a very good day for him either today. Similar to last week. Although, I mean, he does seem to be spinning less. I think he had a few more spins last week. So the switch from wheel to controller seems to have helped. And now Rico has lost it again! Oh, and this time he's also dropped out of the DRS range from Menace Man. He's now getting attacked by EJ Mack here, who himself is getting attacked by Ewek. Ewek gonna send up the inside. Also the comeback drive, of course, after his disconnect. And he does go up the inside, he does pull ahead of the Haas driver, tries to send it back around the outside, but gets squeezed off, wasn't alongside him properly, only barely on the outside alongside, and then Sean Moore also getting past Marcelio here. Both Williams drivers having to come back through the field after their, well, Sean Moore had a spin and Ewek had a disconnect. Rico now with a second penalty in this race. He's up to 6 seconds already in only 7 laps, so well, he's close to 1 warning per lap almost. So really not a good start to this race for Rico, and of course those penalties, I mean, I would actually say those penalties are worse than spins, because a spin you can kind of, if there's a safety car, the spin doesn't really matter anymore. Of course still the positions you lost are gone, but the time you lost is mostly gone. You are back in the field, you go back in the fight, but those penalties, they stay around, and especially if there's a late safety car, those penalties will really hurt you. If you're like in P3 and you have a... What happened to Sainz in Australia in the real-life Formula 1 Grand Prix this year, and he got a 5-second penalty, and he dropped from what, P3 to P... I don't even know, but outside the points. And in that kind of situation, Although not extreme, because we won't be finishing race on a safety car. Now Rico! He's fully out this time around. He is retired on track, actually. Yeah, Rico just retired on track. His car's still going, so well, thankfully these won't cause a safety car. But Rico has rage quit the race. He couldn't even do those 3 more corners to get back in the pit lane and retire in the pits like he's supposed to. He really wanted to go right at that point, I think. We've got a battle brewing here between Jay and Drav for P8, both on the hard compound tire. So they're both going for the strategy of being faster later on in the race. Jay was significantly faster in qualifying. Let's see if he can use that pace to get back past here. He seems to now be recovering from this awful start. I'm still not sure what happened, because his pace now seems to be back on where it should be. And Jeff just lets him go. Okay, oh, in the process, Jeff makes some contact with Sean Moore that maybe wasn't as thought out as it should have been. The NLR team orders, they're not quite working out. Well, Jay is passed, but Jeff getting passed by Sean Moore, and Sean Moore now having a run on Jay as well. That didn't work at all. Sean Moore gets past both them. Oh, Jeff is completely outbraking himself, rear-ends Jay, and sends him off into the runoff zone. And in process goes back past Jay. Yeah, that majorly backfired. That was definitely not what Jeff was trying to go for there. Allows Sean Moore to pass both of them and then rear ends Jay on the braking zone to turn 12. EJ Mack gets past Claudio here, who actually lets him go, I think, so he can go into the pit lane. Claudio, I think he has some wing damage. Seems like on the front right end plate. So that's maybe why he's pitting this early. And indeed, I think there's a front wing. Yeah, the front right end plate is gone. Front wing train for Claudio. Close battle on track now once again, Jay versus Jav. Oh, bit of a lag there, Jav teleporting a tiny amount. Thankfully doesn't cause an incident or something. That is also a very dangerous thing when the driver is teleporting. Looks like Jay is able to follow very closely. He seems to have a bit more pace, at the moment at least. Oh, but he lost it! Jay goes off and his teammate goes past him. A tiny mistake from Jay, loses about a second, but it's a difference of 1 position here, which well, it can really make a difference. Now his teammate will have a run at Jav instead, so Jay might be stuck here for a few laps longer now. Of course, Peter's gonna be 8 seconds behind him on fresh tires. Probably going to the end, it's gonna try and start chasing down Harley! Harley's out the race! Through the S section, we've got a full core safety car! Dark reaches gap, it's gone, Harley's out the race, he calls the safety car. And that is awful timing for the hard runners. They can they go to the end on mediums from here? I don't think so. Lap 9 out of 28, I think it's too early to pit for mediums and go to the end, so awful for Menace Man, awful for Sean Moore, for Jav, for Jay. BS Gabby might be fine, since he's already on hard, he can maybe go to the end. Menace Man pits anyways. Let's see what he goes on to. Well, he's gonna go to surely mediums, I guess, so yeah, he should be mediums. I don't see any other... Soft? No. Wait. I swear to God they were red. No, it's mediums. They looked red. Oh yeah, okay, everybody else of course going for the hards if they can. But the hard runners are also pitting for fresh mediums now, so I mean, they might have half a chance going to the end, but it's gonna be tricky. 18 laps on mediums, they will definitely be very worn out by the end. Claudio stayed out, of course, he pitted only 1 lap ago, so there's no point in pitting again. And he comes out in P11 in front of Jay. Algarvis now has to once again defend his position. He started in P2, I believe, and now he's wait, I can check. Yeah, he started in P2 and now he's in P1, and he had a 5-second gap to P2 to Sync, who is now right behind him again, but of course he still has the penalty. I think the main man to look out for who can maybe make his way through this little group is Menace Man. He now has a tire advantage. Fresh mediums against fresh hards. He should be a little bit faster than those guys ahead. and should be able to get past them and move up into the podium places, maybe even P1. But the big question is, can those tires hold on? Or will he end up having to pit again or losing out late on in the race because his tires drop off? Very interesting scenario now to see if Menaceman can make those tires last. I mean, same for Sean Moore and Java in the midfield as well, J and P12 there. If they can make them last, they should be able to go through the field quite nicely. I mean, BS Gabi is well on 5 without hard. It's not exactly in a brilliant position. His tires are a bit older. I think they will last, but yeah, definitely not a comfortable position to be in. Everybody being so close, and you have the worst tires out of anyone right now. What has happened here? Position change between Sean Moore and Jav. But okay, seems to have sorted itself out. Only waiting on Tyler and Thok to catch. I think will be probably 2 more laps here. I think Thok is quite some way behind. I do wonder, is anybody been lapped? No, okay, he's still on a lead lap, so Thok is back in the race. So is Tyler, so is everybody else. A full clean restart. Oh my god! Sink! No! What are you doing? He spun on the exit of turn 1. And he goes from P2 to P12. What are you doing under safety car? I think he got a penalty under VSC earlier. Now he has a spin under safety car. So unnecessary. And that means Wasted is now in a position to actually attack Gargui's 4th position. I mean, Sink had a penalty anyway, so this is bad news for Garguis, I would say, because now he has someone who actually has a reason to overtake him. Who has a chance to really beat him in this race. Right behind him. And Menaceman, one less car for him to overtake. As well, I mean, he does less tire advantage. He should be faster than both Wasted and Garguis. So the chances of Menaceman making his way towards the front have now drastically improved, I would say. Probably still 1 more lap on the stage to go. I think Thok will not catch him by the end of the lap. He's just going through the S's now. But yeah, I think, well, this extended safety car will help the medium runners. 1 lap less of racing. No, safety car in this lap, actually. It's not waiting for Thok, who is just spun, so Thok will not catch up in the field. We are racing this end of this lap. Garguis now, well, they won't have, I don't think they have warmed the tires up. They were expecting another lap, I think. Yeah, look at the tire temperature, 75 degrees on the rear for Wasted. That is awful. What's it, 72, I think? Yeah, 72 on the rear right for Menaceman. Oh no. Yeah, nobody has the tires warmed up. And now they have to go slowly, of course, to create a gap in the safety car. So we could be in for a very dangerous safety car restart. Nobody was prepared for the safety car to come in. They can't really warm the tires up while going this slowly. This could be very chaotic now. Everybody on cold tires, high chance of seeing spins now. But hopefully everyone can keep it together. Garguis, he can go whenever he wants to now. Safety car's back in the pits. But he's going very late here. We're now into the final corner. He's still not going. Now he's going, finally. Garguis is accelerating out the final corner. And he's caught Wasted off guard somewhat. Menaceman trying to go for the move here, but he's on 71 degree tires. His tires are colder than anyone else's. He's trying to warm them up. He can't go for the move like this. Meanwhile, Sean Moore sending it on EJ Mack, I think. Around the outside, on the exit now, tire advantage, goes past him, Ewek, lots of teleporting going on there, Menaceman getting past Wasted as well, I think up ahead, Ewek and EJ Mack side by side, chaos going on here, Ewek, in the end, oh what on earth! What on earth just happened? His car just disappeared! I just saw a man get, like, atomized! What was that? The car just disappeared, like in the middle of the track. I just saw a tire flying away and then the car was gone. I've never seen anything like that in any league race ever commentated. The car just... I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. I'm not laughing at the drive, I'm laughing at the game. What was that? I'm so confused what just happened. I need to see it on stream again. I'm not paying attention to the race right now, I just... the car actually just disappeared. Yeah. Like, it just out of nowhere, just... I think the front wing and one of the tires like stayed there and everything else just gone. I have no idea what just happened to Ewek. But he's out of the race now. I hope this like is just a case of the spectator view not showing properly what happened on his screen and he actually made a mistake or something. So he, like, I'd be very annoyed in this position if this was a game glitch and he just got DNF'd for no reason. Well, Fog is back in the pit lane, changing his front wing once again. Menaceman is now chasing after Gargries. I'm still like, just completely... How can I get back to commentating normally after this? I need to ask Ewek what on earth just happened. I mean, my best guess is that was some kind of desync where on his screen he had a normal crash, on my screen he just had that happen. Oh, I've pinged him. Let's see if he responds. I hope he responds. Anti-Carmine. I mean, he didn't just randomly DNF, his car just disappeared. His car was just gone. Well, Jay getting past his teammate here up to P11. I haven't really been paying all that much attention to the race now because I'm just trying to like get over what just happened. That is the weirdest clip. I mean, I've seen everything. I've seen cars mounting each other, I've seen cars inside each other, I've seen teleportation, I've seen like different weather conditions on different drivers, I've seen every glitch. I have never seen this. I have never seen a car just DNF and disappear. Sean Moore getting past EJ Mack here. Up into P4. And now, well, every team in the Constructors' Championship fight is now down to one driver, so, yeah. Chances for Red Bull have increased significantly. I think Menaceman right now is actually doing enough to, I think he might be doing enough if he finishes like this. He is in, P2, he scores 18 points. Sean Moore in P3 scores 6, so he does gain those 5 points that he needs to gain, on Williams. He needs to gain 5 points, gaining 6, so he's doing enough there. And he needs to gain 8 points in McLaren. Currently VSGAB in P8 scoring 4 points, and Menaceman in P2 scoring... in P1 scoring in 25. I've missed him actually going for the move on Gargries there, while doing some maths. But Menaceman now up the inside. Can he get past here? The Haas driver, trying to fight back around the outside. I'm trying to get a half-decent camera angle, but this game just will not allow me. Gargries now the time penalty! Oh! And that's a big advantage for Menaceman. Now you can just sit behind, although I think he will try and get past, because chances are if he sits behind, that Gargries will be able to pull a gap at the end once Menaceman's tires drop off, so it should be... yeah, Menaceman should definitely still be going for the moves, he plays it strategically. And now a spin for one of the Alpha males, Sink! Has spun going through turn 17 and 18, and now Jay goes around his outside. Great move by Jay! And Sink, ow, well, I'm not sure who's at fault there. But Sink is in the wall. Menaceman off the inside of Gargries, and this time he gets the move done, I think. Gargries doesn't have an answer. And Menaceman takes lead of the race. And he could be on his way to his 5th race win this season now. And, well, he is definitely on his way to a Drivers' World Championship, I would say. VSGAB down in P9. The oldest tires of anyone in the field. He has to win the race, and Menaceman has to score 0 points. And he has to get fastest lap. So, yeah, not looking good for VSGAB here. I think Menaceman is almost guaranteed to have the championship in the bag now, as we have yellow flags for Fok at the final corner, who is now also retired on track and caused a full course safety car by doing so. And this is now a really interesting scenario. So do you pit for mediums if you're on hard? Do you pit for fresh mediums if you're already on mediums? VSGAB, I think VSGAB should definitely pit. VSGAB is the one driver I'm sure should pit. He's on older hard tires. He's not going to lose all that much. He's sacrificing 2 places, since Sink is far behind, so he'll come out in P11. definitely worth a pit stop in BS Gabi's scenario, but everybody else, do you stay out? Do you go in? Do you get fresh tires? I mean, the mediums did seem like they're significantly faster, so I think it is worth it to definitely leave in the hards. I'm not sure how much tire wear those mediums have after 5 laps, if it's worth pitting for fresh ones. Menace Man, I think, has the most difficult call because he can't see what other people are doing first. He has to be the first one. So let's see what Menace Man does here. Does he pit for fresh tires? No, he doesn't. He faked it. Gargu's staying out as well. Waste is staying out. Okay, interesting. Draft is the first one to go in actually, so everybody else ahead and behind, it seems like. Nobody. Well, BS Gabi is pitting and Jay is pitting. Okay, so we have 3 people in the pit and that's it. Marcelio in as well, okay, that's 4. And Sink, well, he already has fresh tires, so he won't be pitting. So just these 4 guys, Marcelio, BS Gabi, Jay, and Jav, in the pit lane for fresh tires. They're gonna come on P8, 9, 10, and 11. Maybe... no, Sink is far behind, he should still be behind Marcelio. This could actually be a lifeline for BS Gabi. He's now on the best tires, tied with the other drivers which is pitting of course, so maybe a chance for fastest lap is now on the table for him. So if he finds a way to win the race from this position, which still is a difficult thing to do, I mean, he does now have a chance at fastest lap, which is one thing he needs, and then he also needs the race win. And then of course he also needs Menace Man to finish outside the point, so I think the safety car has given him a 0.1% chance when it was with a 0% chance earlier, so I guess it's helpful. BS Gabi has been thrown a very small lifeline, a very small chance to still stay in title contention. Of course, we now have some time to actually do the math I was trying to do earlier. Menace Man in P1 is going 25 points. He's gaining 13 points on Sean Moore in P4, he needs to gain 5. And he is gaining 23 points on BS Gabi, he needs to gain 8 on McLaren. So, at the moment, Red Bull are Constructors World Champions. Of course, I expect BS Gabi to go through the field here on those fresh tires. Sean Moore as well on the mediums, although on slightly older ones. Has a chance, I would argue, to go through the field. But I'm not entirely sure that those tires will be able to go to the end without. I mean, they will go to the end. I'm sure of that, but will go to the end without losing pace compared to the hard runners. I mean, of course, this safety car does help a little bit on that front. A few laps less of them under race pace and pushing the tire. Oh, EJ and Claudio there, side by side. Claudio having back pass now. Tyler and Claudio. I hope this doesn't cause the issue where you keep getting illegal overtakes. If it does, one of them has to go off track to let the other one through. Hopefully, it doesn't seem like it's causing any problems. Okay, we're fine. Oh, maybe it has. Claudio and EJ swapping positions again. Hopefully, that was the last time. I'm not sure if it's happened again, like if they made the same mistake, or if they are actually having illegal overtakes on each other. Well, yeah, safety car should be in this lap. We have 11 laps to go now, so a short sprint race to the end here. Hopefully the last safety car in this race. I think we can all agree we want the rest of this race to go under green flags to get some good final 10 laps in this race. I could sprint to the line. We don't want any more safety cars. So drivers to look out for are the ones from P8 to P12 on those fresh mediums. They have a chance to fly through the field here. Of course, Sean Moore as well on mediums in P4. Menace Man will be trying to pull away here. Create as big of a gap as he can before his tires start showing signs of wear and losing pace compared to the hard runners. Of course, there isn't all that much time to go for these guys who are now on fresh tires to actually make those overtakes. They have to make them quick. They can't be stuck behind anyone for all that long. They have to be quick and decisive. They have to go for it. But also, of course, be careful to an extent. They can't just... if they get into an incident, it's all over. because this is like in the final safety car in this race. There's not all that much time to go to cause any more. So you really don't want to get into an incident and spin or get wing damage now. So it's a difficult thing to balance now, being careful and also being decisive and getting the moves done if you want to go through the field here. Mannesman now setting the pace, and I think this time around the safety car restart was more obvious since everybody had caught up, so I think the drivers will have won the tires better. No, Mannesman is once again on 72 degrees, so he just doesn't warm his tires apparently, he just starts on cold tires. Or maybe he just forgot again. No idea. Mannesman now setting the pace, he's staying really... I mean, Gargie's staying so close to him here. But Mannesman has caught him out anyway, I think. Mannesman with a half-second gap going to the final corner. He's done well. And he looks to be safe going to turn 1. Unless Gargie's making a good exit. Oh, he might have gotten a good exit there, I think. But he's not close enough. Nowhere near. Sean Moore actually going for the move on Wasted around the outside into turn 1. Has a look. Maybe a switchback. Maybe a switchback, I think. Now round the outside going to the SS. Can he stick alongside? Oh, Wasted! Wasted has lost him on the inside curb and Wasted in the wall. And he's out of the race! What from that? He went into the wall at like 5 kph and he DNF'd? What is that? Wasted out of the range, I think no safety car, yes. We're staying under racing conditions, not even the VSC. Sean Mulner after P3, Gargie staying close to the Mannesman here. So maybe those mediums are already showing signs of wear. Looks like Mannesman is a little bit slower than Gargie in these early stages, although of course that could be down to his very cold tires we saw earlier. Gargie's, I mean, he also needs to create a gap. He needs to build a 3-second gap. Claudio, all over Tyler here. But we have to look at Gargie's. Is he going for the move? No, he isn't. Tyler squeezing Claudio to the inside. Claudio is gonna go for the move. Actually, Gargie's and Mannesman at the same time. They're side by side. And Gargie sticks around the outside. Now Mannesman the better exit. But Gargie's on the inside into the next corner. Can he pull ahead of the Red Bull driver? They're still side by side. Great battling between those two now. Great respect shown, leaving space for each other. Mannesman on the inside into turn 17 and 18. But Gargie's trying to hang it round the outside. Can he pull this one off? That would be an amazing overtake if he does. And yes, I think Gargie's now at the inside into turn 19. What an overtake by Gargie's on Mannesman. And he secures the race lead. And now he needs to create a 3-second gap to the Red Bull man. But can he do that? Can Mannesman come back at him? Can he re-overtake? He's burning here as he's trying. He wants to go for the move. He wants to stay in P1 on track. Will he go for it? He has to look up the inside. No, he doesn't go for it. Gargie's in P1 on track still. Jay and Jav fighting over P5 in the turn 1 here. On their way through the field on fresh mediums. And Jay around the outside, I think. No, still alongside, but into the S section on the inside. Has the advantage. And he's slightly ahead going to the SS. Jav tries to stay alongside, but he can't. Jay and Jav get the penalty in the process of that battle. Jay now into P5, and Jav under pressure as well from behind of Sink. The meeting runners making good progress here. They're already close to EJ Mack and P4. And then, well, it's another long way until the podium now. So Jay, after his awful race start, his awful first stint on those hards, he could be saving his race. He's up to P5. Oh, little moment from Sink there. One of the, I think it was BS Gabi going wide as well through turn 11. Claudio trying to come back at Sink, but I think he's not got the straight line speed to do so. Mannesman just staying close to Gargie's here, but it's all he needs to do. But will those tires be able to go to the end without dropping off, or will they hit the cliff? If they hit the cliff, Gargie's is in a very good position to win the race despite his penalty. One to look out for in that case could actually be Jay Wizzy. He's got the freshest tires out of anyone in the top 5. Wasted now having left the session. Very frustrating DNF for him, I would say. Losing it on the curb like that, trying to leave space for the car on his outside. Marcelio is spun coming through turn 16, sorry. Jay is now within DRS range of EJ Mack up ahead. He wants to get past him quickly and easily to make sure he can start chasing down the top 3. Of course, Mack has a penalty, so Jay will beat him on that anyway. But surely he's gonna want to go for the podium. Wants to start chasing down those top three guys and have a go at this race. From BS Gabi still stuck in P9. Well, BS Gabi, he's running out of time here, and Mannesman is still in race-winning position at the moment. So yeah, it's looking really strong here. Although at the moment Mannesman would not gain, or he would actually gain enough points on Sean Moore with the penalty. Since Mannesman would win the race and Sean Moore finish in P2, Mannesman would gain 7 points, which would be enough as BS Gabi now gets a penalty. 3 seconds added to his final race time. And now BS Gabi I think McLaren are surely out of the fight for the constructors now as well, because he's stuck around in P9, he's not anywhere close to Mannesman and Sean Moore in P2 and P3. Mannesman is going for the move on Gargis actually, he's trying to fight back, he wants to get back into the lead, on track, and he's got the inside line, but now Gargis on the inside for the next corner, he's gonna send one back up the inside, he brakes much later, and I think you just saw the grip difference that Gargis and Mannesman have now, the mediums are dropping off. And Gargis is able to be on a break so much later than Mannesman. And that secures the position. Jay now getting past EJ as well. And he's up to P4. And he is about 2 seconds behind Sean Moore. He's going to start chasing down those guys. And if they keep battling, that would be great for Jay. But Jay actually has a penalty. When did Jay get a penalty? I don't know. Sink has lost it going through turn 18. And he's reset the track again. I think it's the third time this race has done that. So he's going to get, if it's supported, he's going to get 30 seconds of penalties. Which would surely cost him any chance at points in this race. Gabi is still behind Claudio, he's just not able to go through the field, he's really struggling tonight in the race here, he doesn't seem to have the pace he had last week at Hungary. Mannesman is able to stay within DRS range of Gargis, that's the crucial part, as long as he is in DRS range, I mean as long as he is within 3 seconds, he's gonna win this race. But of course being within DRS range also means he is safe from Sean Moore behind, and he's also has an easier task of not losing time to Gargis. Jay is now caught up, but he's low on ERS. He's got also got a time penalty, same as Gargis. So even if he gets past Sean Moore and Mannesman, he also needs to build a gap. The only one that he would beat despite having the penalty is Gargis, because of course he also has a penalty. 7 laps to go in this race. Mannesman having a look back at Gargis, but he's just not able to come alongside. But Jay Wesley starting on pole. Had an awful first stint. He dropped down all the way to what, P12 I think it was. And now he's back in the fight for the podium. But I think the race with that penalty is looking unlikely for Jay. Of course he does have a massive tyre advantage. 6 laps doesn't sound like much, but it can be a big difference because those 11 lap old mediums, they will hit the cliff. They will drop off massively and they will start losing seconds a lap, I think, towards the end. And that is the big advantage for Jay in this situation. Of course, he also can't get stuck behind these guys for too long. Because he also needs to still overtake Gargis if he wants to have a chance in this race win. Gabi has finally gotten past Claudio, and Sink is out! Sink has crashed coming through turn 19, and that's another safety car. Another one, I think that's the third one this race. Marcelio is going into the pits immediately. 7 laps to go. Do you go for softs? Marcelio is stopping and what is he doing? Just go. Okay, yeah, he's in the pit. Let's see, is he going for softs? Is he going for fresh medium? Does he have fresh mediums? I think if you pit, you go for softs here. 6 laps should be doable on softs. Marcelio opts for the mediums. I don't think anybody, or maybe the Mannesman and Sean Moore might pit for softs, I think. Maybe also the likes of Tyler and Claudio, who are on old hards at the back. Don't have track position anyway. We'll see, we'll see. Marcelio, well, he went to 9 lap old mediums, so might as well have gone for soft at that point. Maybe he didn't know that the mediums were used. But yeah, if you're going for 9 lap old mediums, 6 laps to go is... Well, you'll be at 15 lap old mediums by the end, which is... Yeah, definitely gonna have more tire wear than you would own softs. So I think he just forgot that the mediums were already used. We might be seeing him come back in at the end of this lap and going for softs. But yeah, Gargis, Mannesman, Sean Moore, and of course the rest of the field as well right behind him, are now approaching the pit entry, so we'll see if anybody pits. Gargis decides to stay out. Mannesman staying out. Sean Moore going in. Jay staying out. Mac going in. Jeff staying out. Gabi thought about it but stays out. Claudio in. Tyler in. Okay. And Tyler, why are you stopping on the pit entry? Just go. We saw Marcelio doing this as well. I have no idea why. Sean Moore on the softs, as I thought. Mac on the softs. Claudio on the softs. Tyler on the softs. Marcelio, I think he will go back and go onto the softs because he's not going to lose any places on that. So he might as well. for Menace Man now in P2 on 13 lap old mediums, and he has 3 cars right behind him on fresher mediums, and then Sean Moole in P6 on fresh softs with everybody apart from Menace Man in front of him having a penalty. Sean Moole could have just made an amazing call here. He basically just needs to pass Menace Man, and then he's gonna race win, I think, because I mean, how many penalties do the cars around him actually have? Okay, it's 6 seconds on EJ Mack, 3 seconds for everybody else apart from Menace Man, Sean Moole and Marcellia, who don't have any penalties. The penalties, yeah, as I said, if you have a late safety car, those time penalties can really hurt you. So at the moment, Sean Moole is in P6, but he's in effective P2 with those penalties. And Marcelio is in P10, and once he catches up to the safety car, he'll be in an effective P3. So those penalties, it's really crucial that you stay within track limits, that you don't pick up any penalties. It will win you races. It will get you podiums. So we're down to 10 runners, which also all but confirms that Menace Man is champion. The only way he could still lose this title now is if he gets disqualified. Otherwise, he's gonna finish at least P10 even if he DNFs. So Menace Man, bar him getting disqualified from this race, is your Season 10 Division 2 Drivers World Champion. So, I'm not gonna say congratulations yet. I don't wanna... I mean, it would have to be a very powerful jinx, but you never know, and I don't wanna do that to him, so... I just wanted to put the information out there. At the moment, unless Menace Man gets disqualified from this race through... I don't know. Well, you can get disqualified from race if you block the pit lane, for example. What are Drav and Jay doing here? Someone tell Drav it's safety car, he has to stay behind, he's just passing him. Jesus, what is he doing? I think he's trying to annoy him, is he... like... I don't know, I think they're both in the parking together, so... Cut? Oh, you're saying Jay is... I mean, I don't think so, because Jay is a penalty. He's not gonna pull 3 seconds on soft runners, is he? The penalty is what will cost him. He might win, if he didn't have a penalty, he might have a chance of winning, but... I don't think he can pull 3 seconds on Menace Man and Sean Moole. He might be able to overtake them on track and win on track, but with the penalty, I think honestly Sean Moole is now the favorite to win this race. Because Menace Man's tires will be very, very worn, and everybody else ahead of Sean Moole is a penalty. And we'll have a, well, 4-lap sprint, I think. Yeah, 4-lap sprint if Safer comes in this lap, which it should, given that everybody is caught up. So fresh softs on everybody from P6 downwards. 8 lap old mediums in from P3 to P5, and then Menace Man on 14 lap old mediums in P2, and Garguis on 14 lap old hards in P1. We are in for a very, very exciting finale to this race. A very short sprint, with it all on the line. At the moment, the race winner would be Menace Man. But will his tires hold on? Can he defend against Sean Moole? Can he keep within 3 seconds of the other cars around him? Drav and Jay still fighting over that P3. Garguis now setting the pace, making sure his tires are as warm as they can be. And he gets to decide when to restart this race here, of course, at his team's home Grand Prix, the home Grand Prix of Haas. Could he win them the race? He needs to build a big gap, 3 seconds, to Sean Moole and Menace Man, as well as Marcelio, of course, although he's down in P10, so he'll probably lose those 3 seconds to traffic alone. And Garguis, he's quite close to safety car. He has to go late here, because if he goes now, the game will slow him down. He can't go yet, he's too close to safety car, I think. He might be able to go now, and he does go now. But Menace Man with a Jay, oh, Jay has lost it! And Drav gets past immediately. Drav up into P3, Jay with a small oversteer mode of the final corner. Sean Moole now going at BSKB up the inside into turn 1. Brakes really late. Drav and Jay have make contact. Sean Moole up to P3. Wings flying off somewhere, I think. Chaos in the first corner. Sean Moole up to P3. Jay at the back, Drav at the back as well. Menace Man getting past Garguis. Garguis made a mistake. Menace now into the race lead. And Sean Moore needs to get back past Gargis here as well, so he can start chasing down after Management. Management now on the way to the race win here. I don't know what happened to Gargis. He must have made a mistake. He must have, I don't know, made contact with Management. Who knows? Jay with another spin now. Jay out of the race, and Sean Moore going for the move on Management. Sean Moore up into Gargis, sorry, up into P2. He's gonna start chasing after Management. 1 second the gap. Sean Moore on significantly faster tires. Can Sean Moore steal this race in the way from Management? It's now the fight for the Constructors' World Championship. If Sean Moore wins this race, Williams are still within the chance. If Management wins this race, Red Bull have won. Gargis and EJ Mack here fighting on P3. EJ Mack gets past his teammate, I think now. Yeah, easy move for him. Much better tires, and he moves up into P3. Oh, almost contact made there as Gargis spotted out wide. Very much so, and he now gets passed by Matthias Gabi. His tires are completely destroyed. No, it doesn't get past Matthias Gabi actually. Tyler might have a go though, on those fresh softs on both of them. Oh, BS Gabi goes off, makes a small mistake, and Tyler gets past him. No, just lag, never mind. Okay. Loads of lag going on here today. Don't normally see this much lag, but it's causing loads of issues for today apparently. BS Gabi now going off. Tyler gets past him finally this time around, I think. BS Gabi still on the outside next to him, but Tyler on the inside with the tire advantage surely has the advantage. BS Gabi goes wide. Now he's gone for a switchback. I have no idea where BS Gabi actually is. He's got some terrible connection issues right now. But it seems like Tyler's actually gotten past him in the end. Sean Moore is caught up to Menaceman. 5/10 the gap. But with every lap that goes on, I think those softs are gonna start getting some tire wear. So the sooner he gets past him, the better. Menaceman has a lot more ERS. Can Menaceman hold on here on those very old tires as Jav now spins as well? Well, Jav all the way to the back. Jay DNF, Harley DNF. Not a good day for NLR. But Sean Moore, can he go for the gap? Can he go for a move? Can he send one up the inside? He's burned all his ERS. He has to do it now. He can't do it. Menaceman defends, and Sean Moore is all out of the ERS. He's wasted all of it. He's gone too early. He should have waited for DRS to be activated maybe, and now Menaceman has a much better chance defending. Can Menaceman hang on here? Can he make those tires last? Can he defend against Sean Moore? We only have 2 laps to go. Well, 2 and a bit. And Sean Moore is running out of time. Yellow flags once again, and Jav's out of the race and down to 8 runners in this race now. Sean Moore and Menaceman both not having picked up a penalty. Well, those two and Marcello are the only ones in this race without any penalties. Mack is very close to him as well. Sean Moore now with the first lap of the race, but he's too far behind. DRS now been activated. Menaceman might just be able to hang on. Sean Moore only has 2 more laps, only 4 more DRS, or 3 more DRS zones only to go now. BS Gabi fighting Claudio for P6, but Claudio gets past him here with a tire advantage. BS Gabi down to P7, maybe even P8. Marcello, of course, not having a penalty, has a chance to go stay within 3 seconds of BS Gabi to get P7. Tyler trying to overtake Gargis as well for P4, potential P3 as well, I think, because yeah, EJ Mack has a 6-second penalty. So if Tyler and Gargis stay within 3 seconds of him, they can still get past him. But now we're back on the DRS zone. Claudio with a second penalty to race, I think. Yeah, his second one. Sean Moore burning ERS once again. He's very close to the back of Menaceman. I think this could be the time for Sean Moore to take the lead of the race and probably the race win and potentially give himself a chance, or give Williams a chance at the Constructors' World Championship. Sean Moore takes the lead of the race. Menaceman, well, down to P2, and that means that Williams, as of now, still have a chance at winning the Constructors' World Championship. They are still within range. Gargis still trying to battle Tyler and gets a penalty in the process. What is Gargis doing? He just fully turned in. What is he doing? Did he try and take him out? Did he try and take him out? He just turned left fully. What on earth was that from Gargis? He just fully turned into him for no, like... Did he have an oversteer moment? Now BS Gabi and Claudio fighting on P4. Claudio gets past him. Sean Moore already has built a 1-second gap to Menaceman. Sean Moore is on his way to the race win here. Surely he's got this in the bag, and Williams give themselves a fighting chance for the last race of the season. They will be gaining 8 points on Red Bull with the fast lap as well, meaning they will be 32 points behind. A big gap, but it's possible mathematically. Especially if both Ewek and Sean Moore have good races, they could have half a chance. at beating Menace Man. Joe Flagstaff the one this time again for Tyler. Meanwhile, Claudio... Marcelio could actually... Marcelio's on for a podium again, I think, for the second week in a row. Marcelio is on his way... No, never mind. EJ Mac is way down the road, so he's on for a P4 in fact, sorry. Oh, contact made between Biesgabi and Claudio here. The final lap here. Still fighting for P4. Claudio and Biesgabi side by side. Down the back straight. Biesgabi pulling ahead. Claudio fully out of ERS. Marcelio trying to get involved. He passes Claudio on the outside. He still has some ERS left to go. Claudio sends it back up the inside. Stays alongside. Marcelio on the outside. Gets squeezed a little bit. But Claudio has done it. Claudio has secured P5 on track 1, of course. The penalties. Marcelio will get past both of these guys. But as Sean Moole goes in the final sector in this race, Sean Moole will have taken the race win, and that means he has secured Williams a fighting chance in the final race of the season at the Constructors' World Championship. But Menace Man has done it in style. P2 here in Kota, and he secures a Drivers' World Championship. Congratulations to Menace Man. Biesgabi in the end finishes in P4 on track, will be P5 on penalties, I think. He's had a great season as well, but just not quite done enough to beat Menace Man. And there we go, the race is done. And Menace Man is your Season 10 Division 2 Drivers World Champion. Congratulations, a great season from Sean Moole gets driver of the day, and I have to agree, a great drive from Sean Moole tonight. A very well deserved race win and gives Williams a fighting chance. McLaren though are out of the fight. It's between Williams and Red Bull now for the Constructors' World Championship. And there we have him on the podium, Sean Moole ahead of Menace Man, and then EJ Mac in P3. Not the podium I would expect after qualifying, to be honest, but that is the beauty of Division 2. It's a very close grid. We've got some very interesting races. You don't have to be the fastest to be up there. Menace Man has done it a lot of times. I mean, Menace Man started in P11, I think. And he was running in P1 for a long time in this race. Ended up in P2. Just shows you can outsmart... started in P10, 11, 12, finished in P1, 2 and 3. So they all gained 9 places. Marcelio as well from P15 to P4. It just shows that even if you're not the fastest, you can still get really strong results for your racecraft, for consistency, for good strategy, just for keeping calm, for coming back from those mistakes that, I mean, Sean Moole, I think, had a spin in that race, and he still came back from P10 to P1, and also got a fast lap, scoring 26 points and making up 8 points on Red Bull, and giving Williams a chance at the Constructors' World Championship next week at the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka, which actually Menace Man won last season in, before we had a Division 2, so I guess Division 1, through a strategy where he pitted on the first lap, and then stayed out all the way until the end. I think there was a safety car on lap 1, and Menace Man was one of the few drivers to pit under that safety car, and he was able to go all the way to the end and secure a race win that way. So evidently Menace Man has had success at Suzuka recently, well, last season. So maybe a good sign for Red Bull to hang on to that lead they have. Still a 32 point gap, which is a pretty big gap. So if Menace Man just has a good race, Red Bull should be all fine to win that championship. So yeah, I hope you're looking forward to that. Drivers' World Championship though is decided. Menace Man is your champion. Amazing season from him, very well deserved. And yeah, I hope to see you again next week for the final race of the season in Division 2. And until then, have a good one. Goodbye.